How's it going, everyone? My name is Fordivo and welcome to the ultimate solo guide for Mob of the Dead on Black Ops 2. Since Black Ops 1 and 2 have been ported to PS5, I've been playing the OG zombies constantly. So today I've put together everything you'll need to be able to play Mob of the Dead, from getting the Blundergat for free and upgrading it to the Acid Gat, to getting Hell's Retriever and upgrading it to the Redeemer, the shield, the plane parts, the legendary golden Spork, and how to open up a good portion of the map on round 1, all to the main quest itself. There will be timestamps in the description for everything in this video, so if you're looking for something in particular, feel free to skip to that part that you need. The only thing that can't be done in this guide solo is the main Easter egg itself. It requires at least 2 players and one of them has to be Weasel, so while you can complete most of the egg by yourself, it cannot be finished solo. However, as I stated before this, I will show you how to complete the whole egg, so without further ado, let's get started. Before we go any further in the video, I'm going to be using a couple of terms that may be unfamiliar to new players, so I'm just going to give a quick rundown of these. The key is the Warden's Key. It's a pickup you find at the start of the game which unlocks all the plane parts. Afterlife is the replacement for Quick Revive. By touching one of these specific electrical boxes scattered around the map, you can down yourself with none of the negative sides of being downed and you become a spectral being. This will allow you to use your electrical zap to enable things like perks, doors, the numbers in the Citadel tunnels. This is a limited time state, and if you fail to revive yourself before the meter at the bottom of the screen drains, you will instantly die and the game will end. The tunnels are the Citadel tunnels. These run underneath the map and connect one side of the prison to the other, and also connect the main prison to the docks. First, we'll start with getting a large portion of the map opened up on round 1. This is essentially an optimization guide for getting started in every single game. It doesn't matter what side the key spawns on, you'll be able to use this strategy whether the key spawns in front of the cafeteria or in front of the Warden's office. As soon as the game starts, do not immediately revive yourself. Instead, look along the jail cells until you see the wall with an opening outlined in blue. Go in here and zap the power meter, then revive yourself. There's now a double points accessible in the cell that you've just opened. Wait for the zombies to pour into the map. You're going to want to have about 3 or 4 zombies grouped together for this to work. Then pick up the double points and start shooting the zombies in the legs 8 times. The bullet will travel through the zombies and will give you 20 points for each one it hits. Once you reload, shoot 4 more into the front zombie's leg, then knife this zombie. You can repeat this with the other zombies in the group, shooting them in the leg and then knifing them. Make sure to also rebuild the barriers while the double points is still active to maximize how many points you can get. Repeat the shooting in the legs and knife with all but one zombie. Leave this zombie unharmed, don't shoot it. Open the door by the M14 wall by, then work your way up and around and open the door across from the cafeteria door, just up these small stairs. Depending on where the key spawned will depend on where you go into Afterlife. If the key spawned over the cafeteria door, you'll go into Afterlife here, to the left of the stairs leading up to the middle map door. If it spawns at the Warden's office, you'll go into Afterlife at this box just outside of the Warden's door. Once you're at the correct location, interact with the electrical box by holding square, X, or interact on PC. Go into Afterlife and follow what I say and do here. Remember, you can sprint in Afterlife, so make sure you use this. If you start at the Warden's office, run the whole way back to the cafeteria and go into this gap in the wall beside the MP5 wall by. Turn around and look up and aim your reticle at the electrical panel between the pipes. Zap this once, do not spam the zap, this drains your meter faster. Now turn left out of the wall and left again and zap the panel in the center of the wall at the back. Run back up the small stairs and through the door and drop down to your left. Turn around and zap the second panel on the wall in the middle again. Now sprint back towards the Warden's office and jump up into the hole in the fencing above it. Run to the right and follow the path to the next panel and zap it. Now sprint back and zap the fuse box on your right before dropping down and reviving yourself. If you have to start at the cafeteria, the path is identical except it has one extra jump up and to the right of the cafeteria door to zap the fuse box here instead of the one over the Warden's office, but you still have to run around to zap the panel to open the Warden's office. Res yourself and collect the Warden's Key. You now have access to the showers and the Warden's office. The Warden's office contains speed cola, a box location, and the motor for the Acid Gat, as well as a plane part. We'll collect all of these later. Now run back over to the cafeteria and take the newly opened door down to the showers. Run straight to the back and make sure you open the door here with the Warden's Key first. This has to be done first, otherwise this won't work. Then run to the back right hand side of the showers and you'll see another electrical box. Go into Afterlife, run to the door you just opened and zap the panel. go back and res yourself and run back over to the area with the panel, go to the left and interact with the washing machine. This will now start a small lockdown, but since it's round 1, all of the zombies will only be walking, they won't run or sprint. Just be careful when you're down here because it does get a little bit tight, and when the washing machine dings, run up the stairs out the showers and go to the middle section in front of the cafeteria doors. Here there will be an open cell in the back left corner with another double points. Let the zombies group up, then grab the double points and repeat the same as earlier, only this time do not knife any zombies. One of them is likely to drop a nuke, and because you've swung into it, it will instantly pick it up. Even if you do the step back slash, it will not stop you from picking up the nuke, it will still be picked up. So the best way to avoid it is to just shoot them in the leg and don't stab them. Once you've emptied 8 rounds into them and you've reloaded, aim for their heads and empty your remaining ammo into their heads. This will give you 200 points per headshot kill. Once you have at least 1000 points, buy the MP5 off the wall, and while the double points is still going, try and get a few more headshot kills. If you get a max ammo, switch back to your pistol and repeat the shots to the leg and the head until you have about 6 zombies left. Leave these alive and run to this door on the right of the door just up the stairs. In here is the first dog head. Kill these zombies one at a time, letting them travel into the dog's mouth. Wait until the dog fully eats the zombie, which is signified by a sound cue and the dog biting again. Then feed the next one. Continue until the dog disappears into the wall with a howl. Go back to the hallway leading to the warden's office and hang a left down the steep stairs, which will lead you into the tunnels. Follow the path around until you can go left and open this door. This will bring you down to the number panel at the bottom of the stairs. Open the door on the right hand side and you'll be at the power room. This is as far as you can progress on round 1. Kill the last zombie, and then from here you have a few choices. You can either focus on feeding the dogs for the Hell's Retriever, you can collect all the shield parts, or you can focus on turning on perks and collecting the plane parts. Personally, I'd recommend getting the shield and turning on Jug, which is down at the docks, as well as feeding the last 2 dog heads for the Hell's Retriever. Next, this is how you get the shield. There's 3 parts for the shield: the door, the G-clamp, and the handcart. The door can be found in the following locations. On the left side of the spiral staircase, leaning against the second last fence part, immediately inside the doorway to the left after the Uzi wall buy, or in the back right corner of the hallway outside the power room. The G-clamp is in the power room and can be found on this shelf here, on this lower shelf here, or on the floor to the right of this generator right here. The handcart is found on the docks and can be found here, beside this crate where the whiskey bottle is, beside this pallet here, and finally in this corner here, beside the barrels. The best place to build the shield is in the cafeteria because it is a fully central location connecting the main prison to the roof. Next is the acid gat kit. This is made up of the motor, the briefcase, and the acid vial. The briefcase can be found on this table here, just outside the library. The second location is just here under the stairs leading to the warden's office. The third location is on the other side, lying on the ground in this corner opposite the afterlife box. The motor is found in the warden's office and can be found here, beside the pile of skulls beside the plane part room. The second location is on the left side of the mystery box spawn location in the left hand corner, and the last location is at the back left corner of the room with speed cola beside the fireplace. The acid vial is in the infirmary. The first location is in the back right corner of the room with 2 bathtubs. The second location is on this table beside the golden Spork bath. The final location can be found on this table beside the window on the opposite side from the bathtubs. There are 2 benches left on the map where you can build this, and it's entirely up to you which one you want to build it on. There's one down at the docks beside the dog head to the left of the door as you come out of the power room. The other table is up behind the electric cherry perk machine. You'll only use this once per game unless you trade the Blundergat back into the box, so where you build it isn't really important. Because I never trade it out, I generally just build it at the docks, but either is fine. The only buildable that matters where it's built is the shield. Next, I'll show you how to get the Hell's Retriever and upgrade it to the Hell's Redeemer. To get the Retriever, you must feed all 3 dog heads around the map. One is located here just outside the library and up the stairs. The second one is located here at the docks just outside the door to the power room on the right hand side. The third location is right here in the last room before you go to the roof on the left of the plane part in the cabinet. Each dog takes 5 to 6 zombies to feed and will howl and disappear into the wall when they're done. Once you've fed all 3, come down into the tunnels and you'll see this gap in the wall. Go inside and collect the Retriever. This weapon can be thrown infinitely and will return to you once it's been thrown. To upgrade it to the Redeemer, there are 3 steps. First, get 15 to 20 kills in a row with the Retriever anywhere in the prison or on the bridge. Hold the throw button until you see 2 red flashes beneath you, throw it after the second flash for maximum time and power. Firing your gun at all resets the progress, so don't fire, just charge and throw the tomahawk repeatedly until you hear an afterlife sound, signifying you've completed the step. The next step can only be completed on round 10 or higher. Fly to the bridge and end the round you're currently on, or if the round ends mid-flight, do not fire your gun or pack-a-punch it. This will reset any progress you make with kills. Once the round starts, throw the tomahawk all round long until you've killed every zombie in the round. When the round flips, you'll hear the afterlife sound again. Sometimes it can be hard to hear. If you think it didn't go off, go 1 extra full round again on the bridge before returning to the prison. The last step is to run up to the first doghead location. Opposite is a spawn point for the zombies, and under this is an open lava pit. Throw your tomahawk into the lava pit. You will hear the afterlife sound again, and this time the tomahawk will not return to you. End the current round and go back to where you collected the tomahawk originally. You'll see it's now gone and there's a blue light where it used to be. Go into the showers and go into afterlife, run back to the blue lights and the tomahawk will be there. Interact to pick it up. You've now got the Hell's Redeemer. This can be charged up for 3 blue pulses beneath you before being thrown and lasts longer than the standard retriever. Next, I'll show you how to get a free Blundergat guaranteed every single game. Only one person can get the free one in each game, but the method never changes. Once you have your retriever, you'll have to throw it outside the map in 5 different locations to collect blue skulls. The 5 locations are as follows. At the docks, the 3rd pier from the left, throw your tomahawk at it and collect the skull. The next location is this lamppost across from Jug. Jump and throw your tomahawk up at it to collect the skull. The next location is on the roof on the left hand side at this corner just outside the map. The next location is just outside the library. Throw the tomahawk at this skull inside the cell on the table. The last location is on top of the electricity pole outside the warden's office. Throw your tomahawk and collect the skull. Once you've collected all 5, walk over to the warden's desk and collect the Blundergat that rises from the table. To upgrade it to the Acid Gat, go to where you built the Acid Gat kit and interact with it to put your gat inside. Wait a few seconds and the case will open and you can collect the Acid Gat. Pack-a-punch it on the bridge to get the Vitriolic Withering, a 3-round burst explosive weapon whose darts have a monkey bomb-like property that attract the zombies. Next, plane part locations. These are the sheets, the fuel tanks, the engine, the rigging and the control valve. These parts do not move and have only got 1 set of spawns each. The first part are the sheets. These are found in the washing machine in the showers, locked behind the door with the warden's key, after completing the lockdown by interacting with the machine after zapping the panel across from it. Next is the rigging. This is found in the tunnels and is stuck inside the lift in the centre of the tunnels. Go to the number panel at the bottom and open it with the key. Run back up to the top and you'll see an afterlife box in front of you. Go into afterlife, turn and run down the spiral, taking note of each number on your left. This code is random every game, so take note of your code and go to the panel at the bottom of the stairs. Zap each power box under each bulb until the number in the bulb shows the numbers in the order from top to bottom of the spiral left to right. Once done correctly, the lift will descend and you'll have 60 seconds to run back up, revive yourself and run back down the spiral, down past the Uzi and into the sharp left turn on the corner and down to the end of the hallway. Interact with this door to open it and interact with the rigging to pick it up. Next are the fuel tanks. This method is different in solo and co-op. In solo, open the door with the key, then inside you can interact with the afterlife box, tap the panel beside you and you're done. This is a great time to activate Jug in the gondola because you have a lot of free time after this. In co-op, you need to have a second person with you when you're in the area where you down yourself. When you zap the panel, the outside door closes and the inner one opens, allowing access to the fuel tanks. Once they've been collected by the second player, they step back outside to where you downed yourself at the power box. You can zap the panel again to reopen the main door. Next are the engines. These are collected in the warden's office, but the door to access them is electrified. To access the doors, go down to the power room and go into afterlife at this box here beside the MP5 wall buy. In this room, there are 2 lit up fuse boxes and a 3rd hidden behind an afterlife wall. One is immediately on the left of the left side door leading into power. The second is over to the right across from the hole in the wall. The 3rd one is through the afterlife hole and is around the corner on the left. Zap all of these to revive yourself, run back upstairs, open the door and collect the engine. The last part is the control valve and is found in the room with the last dog head on the right hand side, locked inside a cabinet. Unlock it to collect the part. The plane is built on the roof, but to access the roof you need to go into Afterlife. There's an Afterlife box in the control valve room. Use it and run out the door on the right and you'll see an Afterlife hole in the wall. Go into it, hold jump, don't press, you have to hold it to make yourself mantle up onto the roof. Run to the door in front of you, zap the panel to open it, zap Deadshot Daiquiri as you come down past it before reviving yourself, then run back up the stairs onto the roof and interact with the plane frame to build it. Interacting with the plane after you build it will start a short sequence where the plane flies off the roof, crashes into the Golden Gate Bridge and lands you on the bridge. This is where Pack-a-Punch is located and is also the location of the best training spot on the map. However, training here comes at a cost, and that's that you can't get any drops on the bridge. The only drop you'll get is when you kill the first Brutus that spawns after you've crash landed. After that, you won't get any more. Returning to the prison will let you get drops again. To return to the prison, 4 electric chairs will spawn in at the end of the bridge when you end the current round that you're on. Interact with them to be killed and sent back to the prison, completing the cycle. Revive yourself, and once you flip the round, 5 fuel cans will spawn in the same locations as the plane parts. Collecting these, going back to the plane and interacting with it again will refuel the plane for the next trip. Next is the Golden Spork. The first step in getting the Golden Spork is to fly to the bridge and come back 3 times. Once you've done that, come to this hallway outside the warden's office and look to this poster inside the cell. Throw your tomahawk at it and it will vanish, revealing an Afterlife eye behind it on the wall. Go to the left and use the Afterlife box outside the warden's office and look to your left. There'll be a hole in the wall. Go inside, and on the right hand side next to the cracked part of the ground there will be a spoon. Zap this spoon and it will disappear. Revive yourself and run to the cafeteria. In the window in the center of the cafeteria to the left of the shield build, there is a table on the left hand side with another spoon on it. Throw your tomahawk at the spoon. The warden will say a quote. You must then run upstairs to the infirmary and interact with the bath that's standing alone in the second room. A spoon will come out of the bath and stir the blood. Once that spoon has appeared, run downstairs and into the showers. You must now get kills in the showers without leaving and only using the vitriolic withering or the acid gat if you haven't papped it yet. Stay in the showers and get kills until you hear a distorted laugh. Again, this can be very hard to hear, so my advice is to stay here for 2 to 3 full rounds past round 14 or 15. Once you hear the sound cue or you've passed the 2 to 3 rounds, run back up to the bath again and interact with it. A hand will rise up out of it and it will be holding the Golden Spork. Interact with it to collect the Spork. This weapon is a one-hit kill up until round 37. There are 3 Easter egg songs on the map. The first is Where Are We Going? To play this song, input the numbers 9, 3, 5 on the number panel in the tunnels. The second song is Rusty Cage by Johnny Cash. To play this song, interact with the 3 whiskey bottles on the map. One is here in the library, one is here at the docks behind this crate, and the last one is here in the infirmary on the table across from the 2 baths. The third song is Samantha's Lullaby. This song can only be obtained if all players let their afterlife meters run out at the start of the game and they all die. The song plays as a game over song. Finally, the main quest. The Easter egg on this map is very straightforward. You fly to the bridge 3 times, make sure you have the free Blundergat from the warden's table and have the house retriever / redeemer, and once you come back, go to the number panel in the tunnels and you'll see it flickering between different numbers. Go to the power room and go into Afterlife and enter the numbers 101, 386, 872 and 481. If you're in solo, you will have to use 2 Afterlives to do this because you shock so much during this step that it runs out fast. In multiplayer, if you have someone camping your body, they can revive you at the last second. Once you enter all 4 codes, the screen will turn black and white and you can listen to a guided audio tour of the prison telling the story of the characters by collecting the headphones that appear at each section of the tour. They will lead you up to the roof for the final one. Unfortunately, in solo, this is where the egg ends. You cannot go any further, but in multiplayer, all players in the game must make sure the plane is refueled, then they all go into Afterlife in the room with the dog head, run upstairs and get onto the plane while in Afterlife. You'll fly to the bridge again, and this time you'll see your characters in the electric chairs on the bridge. Reviving yourself begins the final fight, with Weasel having to kill Finn, Sal and Billy to break the cycle and complete the Pop Goes the Weasel trophy. If Weasel dies, the cycle continues and the trophy doesn't pop. This is considered the bad ending. Either outcome results in the game ending. So there you have it folks, my ultimate guide to everything you can do in Mob of the Dead. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope any newer players who have only discovered BO2 since it was ported onto PS5 and 4 get to enjoy it the same way we did all those years ago. Anyway, thank you all for watching, have a nice day, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, but until then, bye for now.